Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be studying the sequential circuits, which are an important part of digital electronics subject. First, we'll see how sequential circuits are different from combinational circuits. Sequential circuits have a feedback mechanism which differentiates them from the combinational circuit. So, if suppose this block represents a sequential circuit, then we have an input, we have an output, and a feedback brings back the output to the input. So this is what essentially differentiates a sequential circuit from a combinational circuit. So due to the feedback, the output depends not only on the present input, it also depends on the past outputs. So this thing is there in sequential circuits. Furthermore, most of the sequential circuits involve a clock, whereas the clock is not present in combinational circuits. So let us see few examples of sequential circuit. We have latches, we have flip-flops, and we have counters. So these are few examples of the basic sequential circuits. And let's get started with the latches. In this video, we'll be studying the SR latch, particularly made using the NAND gate. And in the subsequent videos, we'll be studying SR latch, SR latches made using NOR gate. So let's get started with the basic logic diagram of SR latch. As the name suggests, we'll be having NAND gates. You have two NAND gate. You have input S. You have an input R. Output is denoted by Q. Q bar is a complemented form of output. Q is output state. Hence, QR is a complemented form of the output state. The output is fed back to the input NAND gates like this. Okay, this way we have the feedback in our SR latches. Let's look the working of this SR latches. We'll take the case 1 where we'll be assuming we are giving the inputs as S equal to 1 and R equal to 1. In that, the first instance we are taking is we are assuming initially if the output state Q is 0. Okay, this implies the Q bar must be 1. Okay, we have taken S equal to 1, R equal to 1, Q output state is 0, Q dash will become 1. Before working this out more, we must have a good knowledge on the working of NAND gate. So the NAND gate truth table is something like this: 0 0 0 1 1 1. Whenever there is at least one of the input is 0, the output of the NAND gate is 1, and if all the inputs are 1, the output of NAND gate is 0. You must keep this truth table logic in mind while working on this SR latches. So we are giving the input S equal to 1, R equal to 1. This 1 at Q equal to 1 is getting feedback to the upper NAND gate like this 1, and this 0 is getting feedback to the lower NAND gate here. So the upper NAND gate is receiving 1 and 1. When both are 1 inputs to the NAND gate, the output comes out to be 0. When for the lower NAND gate, R equal to 1 and other input is 0. So when 1 and 0 is applied, the output of NAND gate is 1. Hence we can say that when S equal to 1, R equal to 1 and initially Q was 0, the next state output which we got was again 0. Okay, now we'll take the second case with the same input. We'll take the next instance where we assume the output state to be initially 1. Okay, now we are assuming the output state was initially 1. Before applying the input, the output state was initially 1, and we are again applying 1 and 1 as input. Now this 1 is getting here, is coming over here, and this 0 is coming over here. Now we'll see this 0 is coming over here, or this is 0. Now when 1 and 0 is applied, the output of NAND gate is 1, and 1 and 1 is applied to the lower NAND gate, the output of NAND gate is 0. Hence we can say that when S equal to 1 or equal to 1 is applied, and initially before the application of input the output state was 1, then the new output state on the application of the input again comes out to be 1. Hence we can say that when the inputs are S equal to 1 or equal to 1, the new output state remains the same as previous output state, that is unchanged. Now we will take the second case, case 2. Here we will assume that we are applying the input as S equal to 1 or equal to 1. Okay, I'll quickly draw the circuit logic. S R Q bar. This is the feedback. Okay. And now we are assuming again, we are giving the input as 1 and 0 this time, and now we are again assuming if initially Q was 0, simple as Q bar must be 1. Now we will see what will be the output after the application of the input 1 and 0. So we are giving the input 1, we are giving 0. Here before the application of input the output was 0, this will be 1. So this 1 is coming over here, this 0 is coming over here. When both the inputs to the upper NAND gate are 1 and 1, we get the output as 0. Okay, and when both the inputs are 0, we get the output as 1. So we can say that when this thing happens, S equal to 1 or equal to 0, and if initially the output state was 0, the next output state comes out to be 0 again. Now we'll assume if input state was initially 1, that is Q dash will be 0. Okay, we assume this was 1 initially and this was 0, so accordingly the feedback will change. This will become 0, this will become 1. Okay, now when the input applied to the upper NAND gate is 1 and 0, we get the output as 1. When the input applied to the lower NAND gate is 1 and 0, will get the output as 1. But now the output is not in the stable state, it is in the intermediate state, since this one is again going over here and this one is going over here. So now the application of input to the upper NAND gate will be 1, since this one is also going back to the NAND gate, and when 1 and 1 is applied, the output of NAND gate becomes 0, and this 0 now will come over to lower NAND gate. When 0 and 0 is applied, the output comes out to be 1. Now the output becomes stable, and now hence we can say that the next output state, that is Q, comes out to be 0. Hence we can conclude that when we apply S equal to 1 and R equal to 0, the output state Q plus becomes 0. Okay, irrespective of whether the output was initially 0 or 1. On application of S equal to 1, the output state becomes 0. Similarly, we'll find another case 3. Case 3, when s equal to 0 and r equal to 1, we'll again use the cases same as discussed in case 2, and here we'll get the result that when s equal to 0 and r equal to 1, the output of the new state will be 1. The procedure is same as discussed for the above case. Now I will discuss the last case, that is case 4. This is a bit different, so I am discussing this when we are applying s equal to 0 and r also equal to 0. I will draw the circuit, logic circuit, S, R, Q, Q bar. Okay. Now if we assume initially if Q is 0, that is Q bar will be 1. We are applying s equal to 0, r equal to 0, Q is 0, Q bar is 1. This 0 will come over here, this one will go over there. When 0 and 1 is applied, the output is 1. And again 0 and 1 is applied, the output is 1. Now this one will come over here, and this one is already going there. When 0 and 1 is applied, the output is 1. When 1 and 0 is applied, the again output is 1. Now the output has become stable, but here we are seeing that Q is becoming equal to Q bar. This is contradicting our logic. This is contradicting in nature and contradicting the logic which we are using, that Q and Q bar must be complement of each other. Hence we can conclude that s equal to 0, r equal to 0. This is a don't care condition. We don't use this condition in the working of SR latch, as this contradicts our logic. Okay, this is important that we don't use this condition. Now I'll just sum up everything. S R, next output state Q plus. SR could take value 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So when s equal to 1, r equal to 1, the output state remains same as the previous output state, no change. When s equal to 1, r equal to 0, the output state became 0. When s equal to 0, r equal to 1, the output state was set to 1. This we say output state reset to 0. This we say the output state set to 1. And when both s equal to 0, r equal to 0, this is a don't care condition. So we can conclude that this is the final truth table for SR latch. So with this we'll end this video. The subsequent video will be studying the SR latch using NOR gate, and for any query do comment in the comment section. Thank you.